Hi, my love. Welcome to your love reading. This is going to be a 20-minute or so reading. Sometimes we'll go a little bit longer depending on the messages that come through. So I have your question written here, and we're going to be looking at you and your relationship. And you want to know if you're going to be getting married to the current love of your life. Is this what love and settling down is supposed to feel like? So I was really intrigued by that question. Like, is this what it's supposed to feel like? Because part of me wants to say that you're feeling a little bit doubtful about your emotions with that. And it was intriguing to me because I want to tell you that there is no correct way to feel when it comes to love. We have warning signs that we may feel, and of course red flags, but there's no right or wrong way to go about deciding if this is a relationship worth marriage, right? So I was really intrigued by that question. So we're going to look into the energy of your relationship and just kind of see what comes up for the two of you, and what the future holds, basically. Please keep in mind that when I'm reading in future tense, that the future is subject to change based on your present actions, that nothing is set in stone. Okay. So a lot of the cards are falling out in reversed for you. I don't necessarily read reversals with this particular deck, but I'm going to kind of keep that in mind as we go about the reading. Now, I do read reversals with the Psychic Tarot for the Heart. So let me go ahead and shuffle this one. So for the romance angels, what came up is true love, you deserve love, free yourself, and speak separation, sorry. And they're all came out in reversed. Now, I really, really feel that this is a sense of your energy, that the cards are kind of displaying your current energy right now. There's a lot of doubt. There's a lot of insecurity when it comes to romance and love with you. I don't know if it's just something that is natural to you to doubt any relationship that you're in. This might be some sort of a cycle that you find yourself falling into, where you're in a relationship and things are really, really good, but you're just like waiting for the downfall. You're waiting for that negative experience. You're waiting for things to fall apart. That's kind of how I'm sensing with my intuition, how I'm sensing you to be. So you deserve love, and true love is popping up for you. It's coming up in the reversal. So to me, this is feeling doubtful on, is this true love? Is this what it's supposed to feel like? Because what I see in the movies, it's different. Or what I'm seeing how my friends are. Maybe you have friends who are like romantically involved with somebody, and the basis of their relationship is very different from yours, perhaps. The you deserve love coming up for you in the reversal. This is what's making me feel like you are, maybe you doubt your abilities to find true love, that you think that you're not deserving of it for some reason because of a past or just your own personal insecurity. So it's really interesting to me that card came up for you. The other ones that came up, free yourself. This is coming up to me. This is telling me, because it was in the reverse, freeing yourself from your own doubtful thoughts, your own mind, your own negative thinking. So that's how I'm interpreting that card. And then we have separation. So separation, again, with freeing yourself, that came up in the reversed as well. To me, I'm intuitively taking that to mean you need to separate your mind, your negative thinking, your doubts from this whole dynamic of your relationship. Because what you're doing is you're creating something out of nothing. You are overthinking and you are overanalyzing the details, when in actuality, it doesn't need to be that difficult. So that's how I'm reading it. So let's pull some more cards to see the energy of this relationship. So we have listen in reversed, we have giving and receiving, and we also have find balance. So definitely with this relationship, there is equal balance with the giving and receiving, the mutual, like what they put into the relationship versus what you put in, and so on and so forth. But what I'm seeing, the only thing that looks like maybe a little bit of a hiccup is the listen card. So the listen card in reverse can be maybe there's a difficulty or a challenge with you guys listening to one another intuitively, where maybe you feel like you have to be completely like point blank specific with him in order for him to understand what's on your mind, whereas intuitively you wish he could connect and he would just know if something's bothering you. So that's one thing that I'm seeing with the listen card. The giving and receiving, though, to me shows balance. Like, it does show that. You also have the two card coming up, find balance. So it to me, it's just, you guys have to still find your rhythm. You guys have to find how you two work, how you two can both put in equal, which is the key word here, equal amounts of effort, energy, love, romance, work, all of the above, into this relationship dynamic. So it's not one-sided. And once it goes into the territory of being one-sided, that's where I could see, okay, maybe your doubts on the relationship were really valid and whatnot. I don't read reversals with the tarot, so I'm just letting you know if you see me turning them over. And so the tarot cards are kind of revealing. We have the Knight of Pentacles, which is patience, action coming into this relationship. The way that you take this relationship, it's moving forward. The Knight of Pentacles is aiming forward, and he's facing the Fool, and the Fool and him are head on. So the Knight of Pentacles reveals this is a relaxed relationship. This could be different from what you're used to, perhaps, and maybe that's where the doubts are coming from. But it feels like a very relaxed relationship where it's very patient. Your lover may not be quick to taking actions, and he's facing the Fool. So this relationship is headed in the territory of perhaps taking a big leap, which obviously would be the leap of marriage, the leap of taking this relationship on another level. There's a lot of stress and anxiety surrounding the whole Fool energy, okay? So the Fool being at the core of this reading, that is taking risks. That is going on new uncharted territory. Marriage is uncharted territory. And I'm seeing that the outcome of this or the future brings a lot of anxiety with that. I feel like that's on your part more so. I don't feel like it's on his part. I feel like what you're bringing into the table is definite anxiety with, will this be successful? And I think what's happening here is that you're looking further into the future than is necessary. You're not even looking at it in terms of will we get married, but will we be successful in marriage? That's what I'm kind of seeing. So I'm feeling like if you could reword your question, it's not will we get married, it's will we be successful in marriage together? That's what I'm sensing from you. So we have communicate clearly. I love it. So the Angel Answers deck, communicate clearly is coming up. This is a need for you guys to communicate carefully and listen to one another, right? You're not just talking, but you're also really listening to one another and what each other is saying. So communicate your thoughts, communicate what is on your heart, right? What is this Nine of Swords stuff? What is these fears, the stresses, the insecurities? This is the stuff that you need to communicate clearly with your partner. And as a Knight of Pentacles, I'm seeing that this is patience and that there's no rush into marriage. I feel like that's another key thing that I have to bring up is that maybe there's one of you is feeling pressured or feeling like there has to be a rush into marriage because of the direction that maybe your friends and family have went with their relationships in the past or in the near or in the present. Maybe some of you guys have friends who are already getting married and having kids and you're just kind of like, So remember that there is no pressure. There should be no pressure in the direction that you take this relationship. You guys are fine. Your energy is fine, but there is a lot of anxiety, and I'll say that with this shadow card. the card that was at the bottom of the deck is the Eight of Cups. There's a lot of anxiety surrounding the outcome of things. So like I said, I feel like your question is you want to know, you want to know if you guys will get married, which I do feel that is definitely in the cards, but I feel like the in order to get to the Fool, there needs to be patience and planning. And this is not a time to rush. I feel like you guys still need to get a feel of each other's rhythm here, you know, and make sure that you are communicating and listening to one another, because there's a lot of doubts. And there's a lot of fears, which is normal. There's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like there is the ultimate fear of, will marriage change us? Will marriage change the dynamic of this relationship? Will we be successful? So let's look into that. Let's have a sneak peek in the future, right? Because I think that is what is going to help you feel better or at least have like something to, like, what's the word? Something to go based off of. The shadow card for the romance deck, by the way, is also, it's trust. So I see trust is like the key word there, is that you have to learn to put trust in, not in just yourself, but in your spouse or in your significant other. The angel deck, the last one, is there's something better as the fear. So is that what it is? You know, is there a fear of getting married and making that leap of getting married because you fear that there could be something better? Is this the person that I'm supposed to settle down with? Or is there someone magical and much more romantic that is on the horizon? That's a question that's probably causing that Nine of Swords to stress you out. The shadow card of the Psychic Tarot is the Third Eye. This is trusting your intuition, making your decisions and leading your life based on your intuition, okay? Trusting that with your sixth senses. So let's have a look at the future, okay? So like I said, anything that I read in future tense can change based on your actions. So nothing is set in stone. So don't freak out if we pull the Tower card and the Three of Swords. This is just to give you some guidance and to help you make some better changes or better choices in the future as you develop in your relationship. So I don't know. I don't think I wrote down. I don't think you wrote, or you told me how long you guys have been together. So let's take a sneak peek at what marriage looks like. So we have Ace of Swords, we have Queen of Swords, which is definitely that communication. We have the Seven of Pentacles. I heard 5, so let's pull 5 cards. The Chariot and the Six of Wands. I love it. So I see a future with the two of you. And we don't even have to say if this is the future in marriage. We could just say like the future of this relationship. Ace of Swords is new ideas, inspiring ideas. It's communication and it's honesty and truth. So there needs to be integrity in this relationship. If there's already doubts, you guys need to talk about it. You know what I mean, my love? If you're already feeling doubtful and unsure, talking about that with your lover is going to help you open up those hidden little like pathways. And you never know, maybe he's equally feeling the same way. And if the two of you can come together and reunite based off of those fears and those like insecurities, it might make you guys stronger. Or it could have the opposite effect and make things kind of crumble and fall apart, right? Like that's the worst case scenario. But at least you're being honest. And so the Ace of Swords is a new beginning. It's a new pathway. It's a new way of thinking, but it's also communication and truth. So what I'm seeing is a future of honesty, a future of integrity, okay, of honor. We have Queen of Swords, and she's also all about that. She's all about voicing her opinions, and she's all about communication and being straightforward. So this is a relationship where the two of you will definitely have honesty and being straightforward with one another. I do see on the horizon there could be that doubtfulness again creeping in. I also kind of see the Seven of Pentacles as a card of boredom, okay? So that because this is the future tense reading, keep that in mind that there could be, I'm not saying it's set in stone because it's definitely not, but there could be the energy of boredom on the horizon with this relationship, whether it is you or the lover who's going to start to feel this way. Okay. Now that you have an idea that this is a probability, the way that you can counterattack this Seven of Pentacles is maintaining spice, excitement, and newness in your relationship, right? That's the only way that you can counterattack these boredom feelings, right? Because what happens when we're bored? Your interests change, your ears, your eyes wander, right? We begin to notice traits in other people that have what we don't have in the relationship, right? So in order to counterattack, I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly, but in order to, to battle that Seven of Pentacles, there needs to be maintaining excitement and newness in this relationship. When a relationship falls into routine, it could be nice because especially if you and your spouse or your lover likes routine, it could be a good thing, but there still needs to be excitement. There still needs to be some fun and some surprises along the way. So that's kind of a nice little secret there, a little tidbit into the future of what's to come. And this is how you can, make things better. Starla, really? Sorry, my cat is using the litter box like a couple feet away from me. So if you hear noises, that's her. Okay. The Chariot also came up. So the Chariot can reveal in the future of this relationship movement or moving, okay? Relocating, going to a different place. This could be moving in together if you're not already living together. This could be travel, okay? So I love that. I love that Chariot energy. Also, the Chariot energy is strength, it's power, it's trust, okay? Because the Chariot does not have reins. He doesn't have anything that ties himself to the two Sphinxes, right? So there's trust there that they're leading him where he needs to go. And so I see that as a trait in this relationship, that there needs to be a lot of trust in order for this to be successful. And then you also got the Six of Wands, which is the element of success. It literally means successes. So it's also, to me, it's like the community coming together. So I do see this as marriage, right? I do see this as praise, and a lot of people, are cheering you guys on. So it's a really positive card to pull for the future. But I feel like the only hiccups that I'm seeing with this is if you guys are not communicating, if there's no integrity or trust in the relationship, that's going to be one thing to deal with. And then also the boredom aspect. So as long as you're willing, both of you, because it has to be both of you, not just one-sided, you both need to be willing to, make this relationship maintain its spice. You know what I mean? You don't have to go out and do something fun every single week, but at least maintaining some excitement so that you guys can still move on. We have let go and ask your angels coming up as far as the future goes with this relationship. Letting go of what? I feel like letting go is letting go of the fears. Letting go of these restrictions that you're holding on to yourself. These fears, these worries of the future. I think you need to let go of wondering what the outcome of marriage would be like. I think it's like if we were meant to know the outcome of everything, we would just know it, right? But that's energy. Everything changes. So what can come out right now could change a week from now based on the direction that your guys' relationship is headed. At least for right now, it looks good. Ooh, excuse me. And then we have ask your angels. So I don't know how spiritual you are or how connected you are with your spirit guides or God or angels and all of the above. But if you ever feel doubt and whatnot, I would encourage you to ask your angels to give you a sign. Ask your spirit guides to give you a sign as you are feeling doubt in this relationship. Please give me a sign that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and all of the above. New love popped in here. So to me, new love is like that establishment of new and excitement. As long as you guys keep this relationship fresh and new, you are going to feel more, what's the word I'm looking for? Like firmly grounded and secure, right? In this relationship, new love. Okay, so I want to pull for one more thing before we run out of complete time. I want to pull on the strengths and the weaknesses of this relationship for you and him, just real quick. Strengths and weaknesses for you and him. So this is you. I'm putting you with the less deck because I feel like you are the one that has more doubts and him with more because he's a little bit more optimistic here. So he has the Death card, he has the Two of Swords, and he has the Four of Swords. And you have the Eight of Cups. Yep, there's your fear. You have the Wheel of Fortune, and you have the Star card. So what I'm seeing here is his weaknesses and strengths in terms of your guys' relationship. The Death card is showing me that he's willing to go through sacrifices and change. He's willing to go through transformations. He's more than willing to do that. The Two of Swords tells me that maybe there were times that he's been closed off or it was hard for him to express his emotions. And that could have been a personal battle that the two of you dealt with when you were first fresh in a relationship. The other thing I'm seeing is the Four of Swords is that he kind of shuts down, and this might be where your guys' hiccup is, right? Where he shuts down and there isn't a mutual balance with the two of you with how much energy you're putting forward into this relationship. So that Four of Swords kind of tells me that he could shut down and he just like blocks you out and he doesn't want to communicate and whatnot. Lots of swords tells me it's communication. So communication is going to be a very big key to make this relationship successful, as well as maintaining excitement and spice. On your end, the Eight of Cups tells me that there's voids to fill. That there could have been a past because we have the Star card coming up too. The Star card to me is healing. So you could have had a past of a really tough relationship, or you had a hard breakup and whatnot, and it could have caused, like some trauma to you. But there's also that desire, that desire to walk away from something if it just is no longer emotional fulfilling for you. You have that escapist mentality to you at times. And then the Wheel of Fortune to me is kind of saying changes, and maybe change freaks you out, but he's more than willing to go through the season of change with that Death card. He's used to it. So for you, it's kind of like to get that ball rolling, you're going to have to allow yourself to kind of go with the flow. I'm seeing go with the flow of the Wheel of Fortune. His Spirit wants the Listen card out. So there's the Listen in reverse. You guys need to communicate with one another. His shadow card is the Queen of Wands. And your shadow card is the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles is new ideas and new desires and new things, new projects, new pathways in your life. Queen of Wands is probably the way that he views you. Okay. And so his challenge or his fear is not being able to make you happy or not being good enough for you. Maybe that's an argument you guys have had in the past where he feels like it's just like he doesn't know how to provide for you the way that you want. And then your eagerness with your Page of Pentacles is don't lose sight of your own interests and your own desires and passions in life based on the relationship. So maybe you have a tendency to like shut off your inner desires and your passions because of a relationship. Don't do that. So, like I tell my clients this all the time because this is what worked for me and my husband. We've been together 13 years and married 5 years. You have to have your own lives. Like you have your marriage, right? Your marriage unit, that core, which is the two of you. And then you have you and him. And you both have your own interests. You have your own separate lives and friends and whatever things that you like to do. Like I do my readings. My husband goes to work and does his stuff. But we have us when we come to bed, when we're in bed together, or when we're at home together. So that to me, that creates a healthy relationship, also a healthy marriage. And so it's like, he can't be worried about providing for you and making you happy. You have to do that. You have to be fulfilling that for yourself. So that's a key there. So romance angels. We have, it is safe for you to love. I love it. So the romance angels are showing you it's safe for you to love. It is safe for you to be in this relationship. It is safe for you to continue in this relationship. No pressure on when to get married. No pressure on what the future is going to look like after you're married. Just simply be in the present moment. continue the way you guys are, communicate, have more trust, and also just live your own separate lives aside from just the relationship. And then we have recovery. So that's telling me it's safe for you guys to love and be in this relationship. Take it slow, be in it, and no expectations, right? No pressure, especially from outside people and friends. And then the recovery process is the healing process, right? If you guys have a hiccup and you guys fight and you spend some time apart and then you come together, you're in the recovery process. So it's just like, allow this relationship to unfold as it's meant to, right? Recover from these little hiccups that you have. Things are going to be okay. Things will be okay. So I love it. I think that the cards are pretty straightforward. I hope that this answered your question. I think that there is marriage on the horizon. I feel like there's more stresses and worries of what's to come after the marriage. But if you're not sure, love, don't pressure yourself. There is no pressure to get married at a certain date and certain time. We are the creators of the pressure that we feel, right? So, and if it's outside people like family and friends that are adding this pressure to you guys, tune them out. Tune them out, because they are not the ones living this relationship. So with that, I wish you all of the best. I wish you well. I wish you and your lover well. And let me know how things go. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns about your reading, let me know. And until then, I will talk to you later. Bye, my love.